Welcome back, everybody. It is 7 o'clock on the 20th of March 2025. How are you all doing? Guess what? It's Thursday, and that means this is our first Discord live hangout thing. So I'm going to be doing the same thing that we do every day, Twinkie or whatever. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing it live from the Scuffed Epoch official. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got the right day. I feel disoriented because we don't normally live stream it. But hello, everybody. I'm Drift Johnson. This is Scuffed Epoch, formerly 5 Below 5 UK. We're an AI education stream. We do a live art sort of workshop every day at 7 o'clock right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to host this now. So here we go. Johnson's Art Hole. If you're in the Discord, there's a join link in the video description. Let's give it a go, shall we? It's going to be Thursday Q&A / hangout live. That better not get me on copyright, that little jingle. I play my own music, damn it. All right, we're here. I'm the only one here, I think. I can't tell. So obviously I'm going to keep this on one side of the screen. Let's get the chat up. Yeah, there's the chat. Yeah, we'll have to make sure. We'll have to censor that. So what we'll do, because I know some people don't want to be up there on the screen. So do you know what? We'll do that. So we're now live in the stage, and like I said, I'm just generating Thora coffee times tonight. That's what we're doing. We're doing bullet time Thora Cafe. Put that about there-ish. There we go. And that'll sit nicely with what else we're going to look at tonight. He says, boo! What do you mean, Dragon? Did you want to type something spicy, or what's up? I'm in here on my own. Oh well. People are invited to come up and talk. Oh wait, hang on, I just realised something. Oh, I know why this isn't working. Hang on. Disconnect quietly. Leave the stage up. I'm in the wrong computer, aren't I? I need to make the Discord on the other side. Ah, boo as in frighten me. Don't switch. Listen in. I'm listening in to my own thing. Ah, I made it. I'm up on the screen. There we go. We did it. We did it. I see you, Kirk. Welcome. It's funny. I wonder if I can I see it from... No, it would change over. Ah, well, this is fine. All right. So, interesting. All right, well, yeah, hello, Kirk, welcome. This is the opportunity once a week. I try to make it so like an open door. You want to come up and talk, you can. Often people just want to see me do my thing, and that's fine. So, you know, we'll just keep oning on this one. But yeah, like I said, it's a new thing every Thursday. Is it like tricky to watch the stream and be in the Discord at the same time? Is that the problem? He goes, where do I go in Discord? I am discombobulated. Right, let me show you. Where's my Discord gone? Did I kill it? No. So you go to the art hole. It's at the top of the thread. See, here's general. Here's the art hole. It's right up the top. It's probably why you've never seen it. It's in the shadow realm. I can't join it while I'm... I can't join it while I've joined it. This is kind of like limiting. I can see why people are saying we should just go back to the latent void. Because I could move that right down to near the channels. You know, I could move that down to here. And we could just use this. If people... You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know. Because... I don't know. I'd have to do like permissions and stuff. Yeah, you'll watch here. Yeah, this is the thing. If nobody wants to, it's. Yeah. This is way better for me because I can't change the resolution and my internet can't handle it. Yeah. We're getting the feedback tonight. Let me know. Let me know if this. Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, I'm on the edge of just doing the live show every Thursday. I like doing the Discord hangout, but it's like the same people come to the live stream. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of like, I don't know. Maybe we should use it for like interviews when we actually have somebody to talk to. So if like I arrange for a guest to come on, they'll come up on the stage, but it will still get live streamed. I don't know, because then you just be like, well, I could just call him. What's the point of having... I used to use this stage a lot in the past. But it seems like it's just splitting the audience. Like, people don't know where to go, you know? So I think what we might do is just go to pure live streams, you know, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the Thursday event. Because like I said, the last two I've done, it's just been me talking to the same people that I watch, you know what I mean? And it just feels like I'm making you watch two screens of the same thing, which is just bonkers. So, hey, maybe it's time to retire the Thursday Q&A and turn it into a new format. I think that's probably a better idea. Unless Redile wants to come up and talk, that is. Oh! He actually wants to come up and talk. He's going to come up and tell me to shut it down. Let's see. Come on up, Mr. Redile.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good. You're a bit quiet, though. I'm going to kill the music as we got somebody talking now. Let's kill this music here. Hello.
Well, you do most talking. I just keep you company. I got someone coming here shortly that I'll have to drop, but I figured I'd come keep you company for a while.
Okay, well, let me know, guys, if he's too loud, because you'll tell me. If he's too quiet, too loud, let me know. So, hello, Mr. Redile. How can I help? What are you doing?
I've been deep in the coding line. And
Coding.
Today's project is everybody's hyped on the Claude Coder. Everybody's saying it's better than Aider. I'm not seeing a lot of comparisons.
What, Claude Code, their command line tool, yeah. Claude Code.
Exactly. Most of the coders are using...
It's too quiet. Could you turn your mic up?
Okay, let me try it. See if it...
It might be that the music is really low. I know what it is. Hang on, I'm just going to clear this up. So this is normally about -28. This is going to break everything. It's fine.
See, I'm here for helping you adjust your audio. I'll just keep talking.
Mic check 1 2. Can you hear
Hello.
now? Dragon, Full Dive, Fernica, Kirk.
Hello.
How is the audio? Let us know. I just boosted the audio quite a bit. It might be too loud now.
Everybody disconnects.
Yeah, it's peaking. It's peaking. I can see it peaking on the.
All right. Well, I won't take too much here. The short of it is, right. The big contenders. Everybody's in Cursor because it's easy to set up. They give you all the virtual server.
They're all dying. Hang on, I've nearly got you. All right, say it now. Say it now. Mic check,
right.
1 2.
Hello.
They're going to say you're too quiet now, I bet. Watch.
All right, well, that's a signal for me to shut up then and let you do your thing.
It's all right. I finished playing with it. So now I need a third mic check because they're all going like, it's too loud, it's good, and I need to wait for the time delay to catch up. It won't be long now. Here on YouTube, it's okay, says Kirk.
All right, sounds good. Oh, you're streaming on YouTube. All right, good to know.
Yeah, we are.
I'll keep my language tame for Art Hole. So what I was saying about the coding adventures, I think most people, if I was to recommend to someone who's like, I heard about this, I want to do it, I think Cursor is a good starting point because it kind of gives you everything, including the virtual environments. It's a SaaS. It's what we do in Klein but in a SaaS form. So you get everything.
Right.
It's super popular. But for people like what we've been doing, where we're a little closer towards the, we're willing to duct tape some stuff together.
Yeah.
I think so. Klein with Claude or Sonnet 3.7 is super popular. Everybody's having a good time. But if you wanted to say, hey, I want to work on a big like a big repository or some stuff like that, people are saying the Claude Coder is right now the thing.
Claude Coder, is this like a VS Code shoot that they develop?
No,
or
that's
something?
that command line thing.
It's the
pure,
CLI, the pure CLI thing. Yeah.
That thing is.
Do you know, the funny thing is, I've been doing a lot of work lately, and here's the fun thing, right? It's actually really funny. Like, a lot of the people that are working now, they are visibly giving up on eggheads that want to write everything from scratch, and they're starting to take a chance on, you think you can make this with AI for us? If it works, we don't care.
Exactly.
That's what's happening. It's a big shift that's taking place. And it's almost like if you can just, because do you know what it reminds me of? It goes back to the old adage, if you can do the work, that's what they want to pay for. All this other fluff and like, oh, cool website, big marketing, nice color scheme, all that stuff's just fluff. They just want to know, can you do the thing?
Yeah. I built a couple sites over the last couple days now doing the various things, and as cool as it is, they all end up looking like a generic Squarespace like template. It looks like everything looks like a template that you got out of some web publishing tool.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. It technically is. But in order to do unique things we're going to require that kind of human engineer artist of, you can tell Claude, I want to use fancy typography with animations, and you can tell it as much as you want. It will try. But if you give an artist that knows the skill set,
dude, you
just
get a junior. You give these tools to a junior web dev. You've done a 1 week course. You did a 1 week course with an online learning thing. You've literally done like a 1 week course on HTML. You take those ideas into these AIs, and you're actually like deploying something you could sell for a few $1,000s in a day. That's the reality.
And that's
you
no
just
joke.
Need what you need is the very, very core. You know how you go on a site and it's like, we'll give you a free Python course. That's all you need. All you need is the free intro. You don't need, yes, it's a good idea to learn the whole thing, but I'm just saying, because the assistance is so good now, you just need to understand terminology and core concepts, fundamentals, and you're pretty much, it'll do all the heavy lifting for you. And when people complain about this, I just go, when was the last time you wrote code for a calendar and a date? You didn't, because it's a library you call in. Someone else wrote it. We've been doing this for years. It's just more advanced. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. And I'm not a fan of, right now there's a lot of road blocking going on of you shouldn't, like, everybody who's like, I'm going to use these new AI tools, and then there's the egotistical old engineers who are like, oh, it's garbage because you don't really know how to code.
Right.
All right, they aren't entirely wrong, but I'm not a fan.
But isn't that actually? Yeah, but hang on a minute. Just the idea that they're even throwing that around the room makes them sound insecure and weak as hell.
Exactly.
Like, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
don't just say you're doing it. Everything you do is terrible because you don't really know.
It says more about your own fear than anything else.
Right. Remove that. Gatekeeping is old. Like, I don't need it.
It doesn't work anymore.
So, like, you were to your point of the junior, get a junior who has ambitions and everything going, like, I want to change the world type stuff, and give them the most powerful tools on the planet that now you don't have to spend the next 10 years under that guy.
It's quite an interesting idea, actually, because a senior developer might come with a whole bunch of stuff that's irrelevant now. So actually, this is a great time for junior devs to step up, because you
put those two together.
Yeah, they're not infected by decades of dogma that's been put on them by full stack and whatever else.
That's the new pair coding is going to be a Gen Xer and a Gen Zer. They're going to put together. They're going to hate each other. They'll
I don't think
absolutely
so. I
hate
don't
each other.
think so. I think it's actually
But
going
it'll
to
be the
be. I
best
think
work
that's. It's going
ever.
to be interesting. I think it's an interesting fusion. I'm just going to read a few comments real quick. So let's see. Dragon says Days of the Blagger are back. Big mouth and cobble something big together and bingo. I'm a terrible coder and often get mocked for the tidiness of my code, but I use AI to help me and the stuff works. I'm releasing stuff I could not do on my own. Curtis says,
Exactly.
guess it's the best if you understand or be able to read the code, good knowing what it does and how to implement. Furnicar says, highlight on keyword tools. They are shovels. So yeah, true. We haven't got the precise stuff yet. These are the basics. Full Dive Media. You know the way you tell something is important. Knowing code is always useful, but they have to make it. They have to make them understand. Oh, they have to make them understand it. Yeah.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, it's not a replacement for learning how to code, but I think putting that gatekeeping of saying that you have to do that first is ingenuous because now you can disingenuous, I'm sorry. You can go into it knowing nothing, ambition, read, watch videos here, watch Drift talking on every day and learn how to do it and not be like, oh, well, I got to do 10 years of learning Python and Java and all that before anyone takes me seriously. That is no longer the world.
No longer the case. Yeah, no longer the case. You just have to have work and be like, oh, I've done stuff. Look at all the stuff I've done.
Yes. Now, as an old engineer, I will occasionally be like, oh, kids these days. But I've also learned, I've worked with some of the younger generation in my time, and they surprise, you know what I mean? Of like, you don't know anything about coding, but wow, you have the right ideas. Let's give you the shovel and teach you how to do it. And then we'll move up to more advanced shovels and, we'll go from there.
There's a new shovel every couple of months.
Yes.
When things are busy, it's every week. It kind of slows up and speeds down.
That's what keeps it entertaining. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think you just got to give them time to train the models. That's all it is.
And it's going to change. Like you said, every day it changes. Every day we wake up, there's something new. Grok, speaking of which, so Grok 3 for your storytelling kind of, everybody is talking up Grok.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Grok does with my new system. It's a little bit heavy on the output though, so maybe I'll use the last prompt. I've got access to Grok 3. We could have Grok. Well, the problem is Grok can't do like multiple files and stuff yet, can he?
I'm not as familiar
There's
with it.
no API with Grok
noise
3.
about it. I'm still on the fence of is it hype noise or is it wow, this is really good? You know how the bigger models have come out in the past.
I mean, look, the thing is, mate, the problem you've got is the same thing as everything else. There's people that love Nike, and so they're going to make Nike look good no matter what. And then there's people that like Adidas, and they going to be making the opposite and blah, blah, blah. There's rivalry, you know. And the issue you're up against is that until you do it yourself, you can't really be sure. You have to be able to reproduce what someone else has done. And if you can't, that means there's a missing piece. And if there's a missing piece, they didn't share the whole story. And, well, that could be anything, you know. And so this is why open source is so important, because we can reproduce the examples that were shown. And the biggest problem with the black box stuff that's up in the cloud, the real bleeding cutting edge that's up in the cloud, the $1 billion hype machine, a lot of it is exactly that. How many times have video game developers been caught with assets they're promoting when they're not even from a game? They're just renders. Yeah.
Right.
And it's because they didn't even have a game yet. And so there's going to be people in AI who are going to be like, yeah, look at what we can do. And they'll take billions of dollars in investment. And then it'll be 6 months when they release a thing that's not really that good. And it's because they were gambling, weren't they? They didn't actually have it. And they gambled on having it. And then when they delivered it wasn't very good. It happens a lot.
And it can be deceiving. And actually I got a good story here that kind of tied to my coding learning of building sites. So I kind of have a new analogy here because I've been trying to figure out how to describe it. We've seen the jokes about it, of where like the video meme going around where it was the guy said, build a realistic flight simulator. It looked perfect.
Yeah.
And then he said, make the plane blue, and now he's playing Roblox. You know what I mean? Like it the first cut was always the best, but changing it after. So my analogy has been more of it's kind of like baking a cake fully, slicing it the whole
Yeah,
bit.
you can't say after you've made a chocolate cake, you can't say I want it to be banana cake now. You had to do that earlier. Yeah, I said the same thing on a show in the last week.
So
or two.
it's good at that baking of like it's really hard. Now you can go back, you can maybe change the icing or the words on it.
You could take a beige cake, you could take a sponge cake,
Yeah.
cut it in half and put some filling in. That's simple to do, right? But it relies on the fact. Yeah, but you know what that relies on? That relies on the fact that it was a simple cake to start off with. Because if it was like all crazy inside, it's just going to fall apart.
So coding is with this thing is very similar. That first shot that it comes back with is amazing. Like, wow, I am amazed. But then, like you say, you can go sell that to somebody. Go, hey, wow, look at this thing I made. It does everything. It is the crazy. It looks
and they're like,
perfect.
Oh, we need to do this. We need to do that.
Good luck.
Yeah, but no. I figured it out. What you do is you keep your prompt and you do prompt engineering to make the first shot of a new piece of software that is the same but different. You've got to go John Cena. Same but different every time.
New recipe, make a better cake.
Yeah, you just bake another cake. It's obvious when you think about it. If you're a baker, you don't get in there with precision tools and edit the cake. You bake another cake.
Yep, I like my. I was using.
Well, that was wrong. We'll do it again.
I was using the kind of like salt is a good example. Like you bake the whole thing and you'll be like, oh, this needs more salt. You ain't just adding salt to it. You're going to rebake the cake. Exactly.
That's actually really funny. Yeah, you just sprinkle salt on the cake because that's it.
So that's been my experience.
It doesn't have enough egg. You just crack one raw over the top. There you go. We've fixed the problem.
Now, not unsolvable. Obviously, we're doing this and different. This goes back to the quad code.
Like
it's good at doing it.
I should shoot this as a video because it's that funny. You know, I should.
I mean, it's easily to demonstrate.
Well, we just get the cake and we're like, we made this cake. It's great. But it needs.
Oh, that's
more
what we
egg.
need. We need a live session.
First, we
of
need
cooking
egg
a cake.
And, we need all. Yeah, and you just chucking it on top of a made cake. It doesn't work. It's ridiculous. In fact, it's a stupid idea. It's a good analogy.
Anyone? Yeah. No, exactly. I'm. It's learning, and it's not you can work with it, like you said, through clever prompting, better tools. Claude Coder is now people saying works better in these bigger environments and so on. So it'll get better, but right now it is very much bake a new cake is your best bet. Changing them after is hard.
I'm just going to read out the comments while there's a quick break. Dragon says, as a kid, I learned BASIC, then C++, did not touch programming for years, and I've come back. I'm finding AI support is accelerating my learning. Fernicar says, these tools will outlast us. Guarding younger from them makes sense today for them, but not forever. Yeah, that's true. Full Dive Media says, exactly, sometimes the not knowing the coding part is preventing good ideas to come out. Kirk says, for me, AI is inspiration, a tool. Full Dive is a yummy analogy. Dragon says, I find enough chocolate on anything makes stuff work. Yeah, if only there was such a thing as chocolate.
That's it. Just cover it all in chocolate.
Just cover it in chocolate and it's better. It's like MSG. Fernica, I see what you mean, Redar. However, I noticed Augment with their Claude 3.5 corrected my code like it shouldn't happen, like the other tools showed. I don't know, you can respond to that in a second, but I have noticed that Claude is cheaper over the last 2 days.
Yep, I have too.
Drastically cheaper. Like where it would have taken $6, it took $2.
Yep.
So it's like maybe 3 times or more cheaper.
So we're doing you're still doing Klein, right? So
yeah, Klein with 3.7 thinking, because I was doing some paid work, and so obviously I was using the best tool. You know, it's on a budget. You know what I mean? They're paying, so. It was really interesting because it should have. I mean, I'll give you an example with something I can talk about. So the book I was writing, the Choose Your Own Adventure stuff, I wrote one ending. And used my new Choose Your Own Adventure spittoon, and it wrote the whole story backwards. And then, knowing the main story branch, it went back and it added choices to every page, built a mermaid diagram, and then it actually wrote 8 different endings by variating my ending and then writing the stories backwards until the junction point of where the reader makes a choice. And I think
Nice.
it made like 30 pages in the end, and it did the whole thing. So making the thing, doing the documentation, like everything, the whole thing from start to finish. It was all in, I think, $2 or $3 all
Yep.
in, which is crazy because
Well,
that's a full Choose Your Own Adventure with 8 endings.
So the two updates was, and I don't know much about them,
It's not bad considering it took like 10 minutes to make.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the 2 updates they did were that, and I can't speak to them too much, but I know in the editing where it doesn't have to write the whole file. You and I talked about that offline yesterday.
Yeah.
So I think all those things may have made it into Klein now.
Right.
You're right though, because I was blowing $16 apps for the last week.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I brought up, I'm like, I better check my open router credits. And it was like $4 for the last day. And I was like, So it definitely got cheaper.
Right. Yeah, I think they said
Oh.
they're doing some kind of token efficiency thing, or they made the
Yeah,
token
yep.
caching better. I don't know. But it basically means that you're not paying, it's a much cheaper. I can't put a number on it, but it feels like half to 75% cheaper. I think it's impossible to say like that because it's variable. It depends
Yep.
what you're doing.
Here's the move someone did over the last week that I wasn't happy about is that cursor, I think it is the people who did this. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
But started marketing they updated to Claude 3.7, obviously everybody has, with the thinking tokens, but they called it Claude 3.7 Max. Like it was a new model.
What? Wait a minute. They called it
So-
Claude. Yeah, I saw that. They called it Claude 3.7 Max. I just assumed that they had added some kind of additional context Windows stuff.
I don't know the details, but I really truly think it's just Claude 3.7 with maximum thinking tokens cranked up like we do in
Oh,
Klein.
yeah. So they've just... Yeah, okay, I get it.
But it was confusing that they called it
So
this like
people
it's a
thought
new
it was
model.
something else and they got in trouble, did they? Did they get told to change
Well,
the name?
it annoyed me. I don't know about
Oh,
anyone
okay,
else.
that-
But me
okay.
personally,
Yeah, well,
when I was
you
like,
consider,
new model.
well, yeah, when you consider that Quen uses Max to distinguish from Pro and the other ones, and Turbo, you know what I mean?
Oh.
It is
Yep.
confusing.
All right, hey, I'm gonna drop for a while, buddy. I'll catch up
Okay,
with
you
you
gotta
guys
go.
later.
That's cool. Thanks for coming up. It's been nice talking to you. Like I said, other people are always welcome to jump up and say hello. So that would be Mr. Redial. So thank you very much for your time, sir. And then we're back to our regular Thursday programming. Thursday is pretty much like the day that I just sit here and talk to you guys. But often we do have something that we want to talk about. So if there's no one coming up and talking, obviously people are welcome to come up and say hello. Just come on to the art hole on our Discord. The join links in the description of this live stream. So yeah, just come in to the art hole and stick your hand up, pretty much. Other than that, I'm going to carry on talking about whatever I was going to talk about in the middle. So yeah, I've just recently put a new thing together which we're going to talk more about tomorrow. The details are in the inside line. I've mentioned it tonight already, the Choose Your Own Adventure stuff, but I want to go over it in detail on a proper live stream, okay? So that, well, this is a proper live stream now, isn't that funny? But I've planned to do that tomorrow. Tonight, what I need to do is show you guys how to make your own story profiles. Wait, what? Dragon says, I'm just discussing with my dog as he wants to have a chat. Okay. I get it. I used to have a dog. So yeah, essentially, if I come into Mushroom Fleet and go into the Spittoon, I want to talk about the default folder, right? This is the folder which I've given out for free that you can write stories with. It's based on the world of Westwick, which is like a sort of semi-futuristic retro. It's like a retro future gothic, in which we write these noir stories with a detective named Morales. Okay. And this is an example of everything you need to write unlimited stories in this setting with these characters. Okay. And this is what keeps the writing on rails. You know, it's not just random, it's controlled. And so what I wanted to do was create a new writing, a new theme. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunch of polls. All right. So let's do some polls. I know there's not many people here right now, but hey, this is what happens. You know, you're here, so I ask you. How do we do it? Yeah, there it is. We want to do a poll. Poll. So start Q&A. No, well, wow, we can do that now. Answer viewer question. I always do that. I'm always doing that. Right. So, question. What genre should we write in for the new story theme? Oh yeah, I can spell. It's because the keyboard's in a funny place, guys. So, what genre should we write? Yes or no? I'd say that's pretty good. Fantasy, alternate history. Let's give me some more. I need some more. Fantasy, alternate history, sci-fi. What else could there be? Fantasy, alternate history, sci-fi, comedy. We could try a comedy. We've never done a comedy. What about a horror? Can I only have 4 options? What is this? Is this some kind of a scam? I only get 4 options. All right, I'll say horror instead of comedy. So you got 4 choices. Kind of crap. I wanted more choices. Well, there it is. Let's see what people think. Like I said, I've got all night, so horror. Put your votes up, guys. Tell me what you think, and then I'll put the next vote up, because I'm thinking about making this just a little bit interactive. It's fun. So, and what we'll do is we'll make a little note. We'll say it's going to be this, and then we'll make it, and we'll make it good. Man, I've got like half an hour until the coffee time, and all of this advertising is making me thirsty. Horror! Right, let's have a look at this poll. It's barely been up. Oh, we're tied, guys. We're tied. It's currently 20% alternate history, 40% sci-fi, and 40% horror. So we're currently got a little bit of a tie situation. We need a tiebreaker. We need someone to come in and decide. It's going to be horror and sci-fi in a minute. That'll be good, won't it? All right. In a tie situation, that's what I got to do. Christopher Bursall says, Dr. Jekyll in space. If you guys 33% it, I'll have to do alternate history, sci-fi, horror all at once. Scary sci-fi. AI horror stories. This is going to be good. Oh, yeah. We're still tied. We need a tiebreaker. I just need something to edge ahead. Oh man, are we stuffed? Is that it? Is that all we can do? We've got no more votes. So is someone going to come back with a different account and vote twice? It's the only way at the moment to break the tie. Oh. Divided by 3. He will not divide us. What do we got? I'm going to have to put a timer on it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Well, suddenly we've got Sci-Fi takes the lead. Sci-Fi takes the lead. Yeah, he did. He changed the counts. So it looks like it's going to be Sci-Fi, guys. You've got 28 seconds until it cuts off. I'm using the timer on this generation here. You've got 30 seconds to change the balance, but at the moment it looks like Sci-Fi is going to take it. I'm going to get ready to click the button. 10 seconds left. Okay, wait for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a winner. It looks like the winner was science fiction. Okay, so we've got science fiction, right? Let's write that down. Science fiction, yeah? Okay, come on now, chat. You need to help me out here. Just throw some names out. Throw any names out. We need a cast. Who's the cast? Just throw some names. Any names, I'll use them. Any names. It's going to be funny. Redial. You can't use... What, you're going to use the name of people in the chat? Come on, guys. I don't know. I think everyone's busy. So Max. We got a name. Max. Okay. We got any more? So we've got one name, Max. If you want to specify anything about these people, now's the time, because I'm just going to write that down and include it, because I want to show you how versatile this is. Valdora, female. We need some females, that's a good idea. The Great Attractor, who is a great big fat anomaly. Okay. Great Attractor. That is, pardon me, drawing in, well, I think it's drawing in galaxies, actually, if it's the one I'm thinking of. But, yeah, I think I understand. Okay, Max, male, mechanic, drunkard. Male, mechanic, yeah, perfect. Yeah, this is all good spice, mechanic. See, anything a human can come up with is like turbocharged data. Okay. Have we got any information about Gilbert and Valdora? I mean, I can always guess or estimate it, but it'll be better if we just decide on it together. Okay, so there's the thing. We need them to be, like, what's the setting? Do you know what? I'm going to put this up as a poll as well, because it's fun. Why not? We should probably do polls. It's probably good for us. So, for this poll, it's going to be massive starship... moon base, which could be an asteroid if you want, or alien world. Okay, what is our sci-fi setting? There we go. Boop. There we go. New poll, guys. Let's decide what is the setting going to be for this theme. What's that? Hang on. Seductive chatbot with a terrible stammer that keeps getting sacked. Oh, that's a bit hard for Valdora. Oh. Valdora is a planeswalker, but it's secret. Okay, we'll take that. I don't know what that means. Got any juice for that, Goose? A planeswalker. Secret. That's interesting. It's an interesting little condition. Scientific based. Well, that's the thing. We'll get that far when we actually decide which, because it depends. You know what I mean? Like Magic the Gathering's term. See, I'm not familiar with that. Can you give me the lowdown on what that means? Called easy for you to say. Oh dear. I don't think we got a profile for Gilbert. Who was Gilbert's idea? Rania. Hey, Rania, you got any more info on this Gilbert character? I mean, I could come up with something, but I didn't want to take it in a funny direction. The Guider is a celestial being that is curating the universe. Like Wesley Crusher in Star Trek, several stories, worlds, gameplays, Planeswalker. Oh yeah, they did turn around and say that Wesley Crusher was some kind of time traveler thing in the end, didn't they? I forgot about that. I completely forgot about it. Okay. A celestial being. We need some more of those. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. 28 seconds on this one. 28 seconds until the next video appears, and then we're shutting down this vote. Because I think everyone's voted. Let's have a look at it. 50% say moon-based. That's pretty strong. I don't think anybody can save that, even with relog voting. 3, 2, 1, 0. And the video hasn't appeared yet, so I can't click it. Wait, what? The video didn't appear. Is it just me, or did the video not appear? Right, well, it definitely ended. That's weird, I didn't get the thing. Hey, it didn't change the thing. Strange. Unless I'm just blind and I can't tell. Right, it's probably a bit of that. Boyo's Marvelous Medicine, a captain called Nobby who is not very good at being a captain. Get 3 accounts next time. So you can choose what's going on. You rig the system. Okay. So it's going to be a moon base. Alright, let's just throw some ideas around the chat for a bit. What do you think about, the state of technology? Is it like modern day space stuff? Is it futuristic space stuff? Or is it just like fantasy space stuff? How hard sci-fi do we want to go? Do we want to be like, do we want to imply things? Like someone said they wanted to be more scientific, The moon base of a gas giant. That's fruity. Because there are moons around gas giants. Yeah. Very cool, very cool. That sounds cool. Kirk says, Giuseppe and Francisca, brother and sister. She's mean. She's mean. Sepe is the big, strong, calm guy. Okay, we'll add more characters. Sounds good to me. That's interesting. So Giuseppe and Francisca, big, strong, calm guy. And then the other one is mean. The character profile is awesome. Okay. We need problems to solve. Don't worry, we'll find problems. Too much technology will prevent from having problems, so not too much technology. How about super sci-fi, but people have woken up from being frozen so they can't use anything? Plausible space stuff or not plausible? Well, because we're going to be writing from the end, we just need to define what the universe is. No, boyo, we can't do that. But we can give the AI some personality. Sepe and Siska, always bossy. Oh, they're your dogs. I get it, Kirk. I get it. Nice, nice, nice. So I like the idea of the moon base with the gas giant. That's cool. I like the idea of the brother and sister. The captain who's not good at being a captain sounds like he'd be good for another story. Yeah, I know what you meant, boyo. Don't worry, you're just using shortcuts. It's fine. Right, okay, so we've got the basics, but at the moment I'm going to have to infer a lot of stuff. Now, for fun, because I always say you should target your own stuff. You should target your own writing, right? Yeah, we do need a villain or some kind of threat. Yeah, for sure. But don't worry about that right now, because you don't need to invent the villain, because the villain is invented is inferred from the book. How do I say it? You're writing the book backwards, remember? So we just have to name the characters that are recurring characters. So for example, if you're going to have a villain, you can't have him be defeated, because you're going to be writing many books. You could defeat the same guy over and over again, like Inspector Gadget, but that's not quite what I was going for. And if you think about something like Star Trek, they don't have a villain, really. Usually it's like a threat. It's an existential threat or a moral quandary, or... Can you name the victims of the villain? No, because they'll be generated too. Because a character that, well, unless it's going to be like a main character, obviously if a main character has got to be killed, then that's something else. But currently it just estimates, because, you know, say you're watching a cop show and they have to work a murder case. You know, previous to that episode, that person that died was unknown, so they're just basically a cadaver or a body that gets investigated. You know what I mean? They're not... The characters aren't usually that fleshed out. You might get some backstory or flashbacks or something, but it can, like I said, the AI can just generate that. So what I'm thinking is, we've got some characters, we've got a location, so then all we need is the last page. So alright, let me show you, because like I said, I wanted to show you, like, this is the bare bones of what we need to write a book, okay? It's a bare bone. It's not even, there's not even anything there. This is what I have written down. Science fiction, Max, male mechanic drunkard, Gilbert, blank, Valdora female, a planeswalker, secret, great attractor that is growing in galaxies, moonbase, gas giant, Giuseppe, big, strong, calm guy, and then Francisca, mean, okay? So that's the bare bones. But I want to do something extra here, because we could carry on with just that and it'll be fine, but I want to do something a little extra. So we're going to do something which might be frowned upon, but because of what we're going to do, it'll be fine. All right, so name some famous authors, stories, movie directors, whatever you want. If you want to reference, I'm not going to do this often either for obvious reasons, but this is like literally for educational, because we're not going to steal anything, but I want to show you how to distill stuff and blend it. Okay, so this is literally the transformative use for research purposes. But I thought that while we're on, because we've just written all this stuff ourselves, right? So what's that? Brandon Sanderson. Okay, Brandon. You can pick anyone from across all of time, as long as I can find a sample. Guy Hunter S. Thompson. Okay. And I'll show you a trick as well. Because you guys, yeah, that's it. That's all I needed. That's 3, and you came from 3 different people. Oh, wait. Okay, Full Dive said Stephen King, but you already said Brandon Henderson. Do you want to change to Stephen King, or do you want to stick with... What's the thought? Do you want to stick with Brandon, or do you want to change over to Stephen King? Did you change your mind, or were you just... Yeah, you guys are just throwing more stuff out now. All right. I think we'll take the first 3. It's good, though. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. So, all right. So, straight away, we're going to go to Cloud. So, what we're going to do is probe his memory. What does he know? Okay. So, if I say, are you... No, even better. You are aware of the literary works of Brandon Henderson, and you can tell me, what is it? And you will write a detailed report on the writing style called Henderson.md. Copy that. Go. And then this one is going to be Hunter S. Thompson. Hunter.md. And then we are going to do Guy Ritchie. Okay, so we go to this one, wait for the report. Did you say Brandon Sanderson and I wrote the wrong thing? Crap. Alright, my bad, don't worry, we can just restart this one. It's no harm, no foul. Except for all of the... Sanderson. My bad. I must have been, like, looking at the other word. I think I was looking at Hunter and, like, late stage. Okay, are you aware of the... Cool, let's try that one again. Go. Yeah, I said Henderson by accident, my bad. Now we're doing Brandon Sanderson. So he's going to create me a markdown report, right? You've seen these before. So here we have it. So he's going to have all of his stuff. Nice, nice. So instead of scraping the internet, like the model already knows, or it might. So what I do is I tell him he knows and get him to write it. And if it checks out, and this looks like it checks out, which is interesting. He's still going, so we got to wait for him to finish. Let's check out the thing. Are we still looking at coffee time? It's nearly coffee time. I'm like minutes away. Something on the lens. Is it done? Yes. So we'll download that and then do the next one. Make a new chat. Extended thinking. And I'd say we can write a new writing style .md guidance document which is derived by distilling the logic contained within the 3 .md files attached. It's going so well. Brandon Sanderson, Hunter S. Thompson, Guy Ritchie. These are the 3 writers' styles. Writers' styles we are aiming to merge into a single unified Ghost Writers guidance. For narrative, no. Okay. Part 1. Sanderson-writing-style.md. Buddly duddly duddly dum. Do 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 do. What? Did I? Weird. I could have sworn I just did. Anyway, I thought I did that already. Was it not Sanderson? Hunter-Thompson-style.md. And then what's the last one called? The last one's called Ritchie.md. And download that. Drag it in, and it's actually called Ritchie Style Analysis. I'm surprised nobody said David Lynch, but I suppose he's a director, mostly known for. Okay. All right. Let's go. That would be coffee time. Coffee time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it the stinger. We're going to make proper ones, by the way. It's partly why I've been making so many. Music. What is the music right now? Should we find out? What is the music right now? Actual fear for the state of my coffee machine. on borrowed time, guys. Who's my brother? My brother was here earlier. He's gone. He was doing some stuff with one of his cars. Let's turn that music back off. We are back. Coffee machine. Yep. So then, music too loud. Yeah, I bet. I just realized normally the music is like super quiet, so I'm sorry about that. When will his car ever be finished? Never. He's a mechanic. See, this is something I've said to people. If you love cars and you decide to work with cars, you'll learn to hate cars, because you'll never stop fixing. It's always a broken car in your garage. Well, you know, if you got work, and I'd hope you do if you're going to do that for a living, right? But that's my point. It's kind of like actual hell. So like, you love cars, right? So then you spend your whole life with broken cars. It's actually hell when you think about it, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe you like that kind of thing. So yeah, this is actually the third car that he's built recently. So he doesn't hang about. It's funny, right? Actually, I'll say this much, okay? He said to me the other day, he goes, oh, car stuff. I said, what are you going to do then? And he was like, I guess I'll just build a new engine for it. I was like, and it's just like nothing to him. It's just funny to me, you know? Because to me, that build a new engine, that's like something I wouldn't want to do. If I had the chance, I'd be like, no, actually, no. And he's just like, casual. Like one time I caught him, to be fair, like this actually was genius, but he takes the engine out to change the clutch in this one type of car because it's quicker. But you have to have a hoist, not a hoist, like a winch. You have to have like a winch to the ceiling. But my point is, it's really abstract, isn't it? Like the idea, I'm just gonna, because normally you can just get to the clutch easily, but some cars anyway, I'm going on. The point is, mad respect. He's very good at what he does. So let's just see now. We were about to do something cool. So what we've done is we have taken, and we haven't taken, remember, we didn't take anything. We didn't take any copyright stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we didn't go and steal his book or anything. All we did was just said, write me a report on Hunter Thompson's writing style. Because it's been documented. People have written books on just that. For all of these three, I'm sure. So we take all that information and we have it, summarize it into a system prompt. Okay, it can do it in one go. So I've created a comprehensive guide that merges the distinct approaches to a unified writing methodology. So from Thompson, immersive first-person perspective, raw authenticity, stream of consciousness flow, and willingness to blur reality. From Sanderson, systematic world-building, complex plot structures, character growth arcs, and thematic depth. From Ritchie, kinetic dialogue, distinctive character types, converging storylines, and visual storytelling techniques. Unreliable but compelling narratives, complex worlds with clear internal rules. Sounds good to me. Right, so let's just have a look at the actual prompt. Here we go. Okay. So... okay. Damn. So we'll download that, right? And then we need to start doing stuff. So yeah, okay. Characters, okay. Do you know what? I think I might make yeah. So I'm tempted. So let's do it without projects because I want to show you how that works as well. So if I go to extended and just put that, no, not that. Drop the whole thing in. And then say to the Ghost Writer Style Guide.md, we will create a fully fleshed a fully fleshed out character character manifest in .json format, which defines all the characters' attributes. And then what I'll do is I'll take one of my prompts as an example of what I mean by that. So here is a default characters. No, wait, even better. Even better, go into the prompts folder and grab the make me stuff, the artifact builder. And then there's the extra. Okay, so the artifact builder. So we need to distill the information from bleh. Okay, so I don't have a book. So what I'm going to do is take away the distill the information from source, and we're going to take it from guidance plus what I tell him in a chat. So there's no, you know, you don't need pro. You can probably get away with doing one of these every day. Okay, so, and now I'm going to say characters / characters. You can dose him up with XML, wrapping things in XML tags like this. It's one of the things I figured out first. So characters, and what we have is we have max male. I'm just going to literally give it the raw beats. So they become like parameters. Drunkard. Gilbert. Unknown. I'll check the chat one more time because I've been typing a while. You might have added some stuff. I don't know. Big strong clam guy. It's not what I meant. Oh no. Francisca. Mean. Okay. And then world. And the world is moon base orbiting a moon base. What are the moons of Jupiter? Moons of Jupiter. Moons of Jupiter. What are the 5 biggest moons of Jupiter? And we're gonna do a poll. Right, so the two, what is it? What's the biggest one? Io. What? Io. Oi. Io. Oi. Io, Europa, Ganymede. Starting to sound like The Expanse now, because that's what they did. It's all like Ganymede and, oh my god, we can get a 4th option because somehow Callisto. Okay, I'm just going to say choose your moon wisely. At night mostly. Alright, there it is. Let's see it. And I'll reread, I'll just double check your, what else you guys have said. Chocolate on the engine. Chocolate on the engine. I like cars too. The building is half the journey. Yeah, cars are the best. You like... you see the thing about multiverse. The one where writing styles is copyrighted. Poor bastards. Oof. Titan. Input IO. IO has water. Well, you better vote for IO, guys. You know. If that's what you want, that's what you get. We got a timer here. We got 25 seconds. So when we get our next coffee time, that is the cutoff. So it's going to be a very quick poll. Get your votes in quick. You got 10 seconds. Quick, click the button. I think pretty much everyone's gone for IO, to be honest. We got 4 votes. Closing. Oh, you got the amount of time it takes to update the preview. Look. Oh. There it is. We get our result. It's IO. Alright, good times, guys. That works well for me. So yeah, it's going to be IO. IO. Orbit of orbiting Jupiter. Now, was there anything else? Oh yeah, okay, so we want to put the Great Attractor in somehow. Antagonist. The Great Attractor. An ancient malevolent force which can move galaxies. It's kind of like I don't really need an antagonist, okay, but I'm trying to do this as an example, right? You can obviously edit all the stuff that we make with this. There's going to be a bunch of documents, okay? So I thought it would be fun. Didn't Transformers have a world devourer? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, actually, it turns out in Transformers, Earth is a transformer. Yeah, Earth is Ultron. I can't remember. I think they stopped making them because it went a bit off the rails. Hang on a minute, I never even gave him the thingy. Oh yeah, I did. For a minute there I was thinking, oh no, I forgot to give him the thing. Yeah, the Great Attractor is on the galactic scale, indeed. Maybe he will send a Silver Surfer as his emissary. Liminal Station IO. The IO, it's not just a moon pace. Whoa, why are you swearing? Dude, is that... This is the influence... Right, okay, I'm just going to say this now. The style influence is working, okay? Because Claude doesn't write like that. That's a bit of Hunter S. Thompson in space. Oh, look, Max Kovac. 42. Is he cynical, self-destructive? Yeah, that's right. He's just... Damn it, Kovac. This is great. Talks to machinery as if it's sentient. This is good. Carries a metal flask with actual Earth whiskey that he never drinks but uses as barter for desperate situations. Have you any idea how expensive this is? Hey, please make clips, please. I don't know what the best stuff is. I can't hear what I sound like. That'll get clipped. Okay, we got some verbal tax and stuff. We got some speech. See, we got speech styles for every character as well. So we'll have character, speech style, world design. I don't know how we're going to make the rest of it though. I guess we can just estimate it using that world information. Let me double check the prompt. So what is the prompt for the expansion? So with draft PDF loaded. See, I don't have a draft PDF. Okay, tell you what. I'll just tag it on to the end of this chat because technically it's got all my stuff loaded, hasn't it? It's just loaded all my world speech. Right, okay, so please use the newly created world characters and speech styles to estimate to generate. I don't normally like saying to generate. To create. Please use we can interpret the newly created world, characters and speech styles to create mermaid charts about this, about IO, the moon base, and technical files that are able to convey life on IO. Types of lander, moon buggy, I don't know, what do you mean? Types of transport, there we go. Transport, for example. Types of transport and locations. We need a glossary of terms that are exclusive to this universe. Keep separate files in text format. Follow the rules from our main agent programming. I mean, main agent logic. And what was the name of the thing at the very beginning? I've forgotten. Ghostwriter style guide. Okay. Consider all instructions from our main agent logic when completing each stage of this. There we go. I think that should do it. Obviously I want to save these. Those are like core files along with the main Ghostwriter style document. So yeah, boom. So now it's kind of like we're feedback looping and self-generating with a little bit of human guidance. Thompson, Sanderson, Ritchie approach. Let's start with mermaid charts, then JSON files. So check it out. It's doing all the stuff about volcanic activity, radiation. Oh, did it break it? Yeah, don't worry. I'll get him to fix them. This has been an issue with the online web chat lately. It writes the thing and then it doesn't load. But if you get him to fix it afterwards, he'll fix it. We just get another coffee time. Hell yeah. I think it's managed to loop back round to the beginning again now. But that's good. I'm just going to let it run because I'll have alternate renders and then I can pick the best one. So I'm just going to leave it running. Hey, did anybody else notice it suddenly got super warm lately? It went from like -8 at night last week and now it's like 18, 20 degrees. I feel like we just someone flipped a switch and it's summer again now. What happened? What happened? We're not even on summertime for another 10 days here in the UK. It's really bizarre. Just suddenly 18 degrees centigrade out of nowhere. We literally just jumped about 22 degrees in 2 days. It's insane. I wouldn't want to be living out on an ice lake in a little hut, I'll say that. Hot in Sweden too, huh? Yeah, Betty Swolls. All over the shop. Okay. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hang on. This isn't the one. But it changed. I'm so confused. Huh? I think it's actually this one, guys. Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. So now what we've got is really cool. We have IO cast characteristics chart. But I'm going to fix them in a minute. So okay, so life on IO.json. So this is all about, look at this. Jupiter watch, station cycle, monitoring radiation. Look, it's got all this sci-fi stuff, which this is essential stuff for continuity because it's going to dip into all of this stuff whenever it's trying to figure out what, oh, do I need to write some technobabble? What do I need to write? So this is locations. So, and obviously you can edit them, add your own manually. It's so easy. You just copy the text section and add more. See here? You just duplicate that bit of text and fill in whatever you want the location to be. Mention it in the final page and it'll be all about that. So it's 100% controllable. Transport types, pressurized passages, narrow access tunnels, industrial elevators, rapid evacuation slides, shelters, six-wheeled pressurized vehicle, massive tracked mining vehicle, two-person vehicle capable of limited jumps, single-person vehicle for stranded personnel, unauthorized service transport from salvage parts, medium-range vessel connecting Io to Jovian orbital, small fast vessel for crew rotation and emergency evac. It's crazy. It's got all the stuff covered. A JOV, a unit of radiation. Oh, JOV. Exposure to Jupiter's radiation. 5 hours more damaging than a sievert due to unique particle composition. He's carrying 45 JOVs. He's walking dead already. This is really cool, man. This is really cool. Like, not being funny, but there's like coming up with really cool ideas here that you can obviously... I compare this more to sculpturing. Because you start off, what it gives you is a big old block of rock. And then you come along with your tools, which are just normal tools. Read it and change it by hand. And you can chip away at it and you can turn it into something crazy. And I think it's like the opposite of where you start with nothing. And this, you start with everything. And you're kind of, like I said, this is one of the reasons why I do it backwards. The electromagnetic field. Yeah, it's really good. Really cool stuff. Okay, so here we go. Characters JSON is being written. Wiry but strong. Deceptively resilient. Does it tell any... I thought we said he was a drunkard. Background. Accident that killed 4 members. Refused evacuation. Dark secrets. Deliberately sabotaged executive escape pod. Look at this. It's even got relationships from all the characters, look. See, this is what I'm saying. The lengths to which it is like, oh, this is just what I do. Like, its level of basic competency is so all-encompassing. It makes a person with a writer's room look like inept. Because I've literally got 2 prompts. You know what I mean? It's 2 prompts, and we've essentially written an IP now. If I put all of this in a folder, it forms a scaffold around the prompts that are writing the script. And then so whenever the AI is like, I'm not sure what to write here, it can just dip into all of this stuff. And like I said, we've just made it together from random stuff that everyone suggested in the chat and some polls, right? It would be very easy for you to do the same exact thing, but by design, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I've got an idea of this is my characters, this is my story. But I think you need to practice with default stuff first, because otherwise you don't have the competency. Like I say, you need to just go out a big hunk of rock with a hammer and a chisel and see where it goes. And if you enjoy it, you'll keep doing it and you'll get better at it. And it's never going to be the first hunk of rock that is your first masterpiece. It's going to be like, you're going to keep doing it, and eventually you're going to be like, yeah, this is the one I'll publish, right? But that's just my opinion. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. You can publish every single one on Blogger. Who cares? So here we have it. We have all of our features. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my characters. I'm going to download that. I'm going to take my glossary. I'm going to download that. I'm going to get all of these JSONs, which I probably already downloaded, but I'll get them again. Did I already get that one? Don't know. And then I'm going to say the .mermaid diagrams do not open. Please fix them. We need those. I need that flow chart. Hammer, chisel, and then chocolate poured over it. Is that your plan for taking out the robots when the AI takes over? Hammer, chisel, and then chocolate poured over him. Perhaps coffee too. I agree. That will work. Hammer, chisel, chocolate, and coffee. Yeah. Hit him with a mocha latte. See if those chips survive. It's like so bizarre. Because it makes you think, you know. Anyway, I'm not going to say it. There's worse things that humans have thrown around in liquid form. So look at this. Look at this. What the hell? Exposure levels, treatment options. This is all about radiation shielding and Jupiter. What's the moon base one? Oh my god, we got a moon base hierarchy, guys. Look at this. We just designed our own TV show in like 5 minutes. Look at this. I wonder if it could map the base out if we asked it to. Do you reckon it could? I'm going to make it do it in a minute. Because that's probably going to be useful. Hang on. Io moon. Surface reforming. Jupiter magnetosphere. 20,000 times Earth. 20 JOV sterilization. 50 brain damage. Partial protection in Jupiter's shadow. Jovianus bacteria produce shields. Okay. Anchored in the great attractor is anchored in the Jupiter core. A density increase, radiation amplification, and space-time anomalies. Ooh, it's managed to... It's used the great attractor and some space woo to turn it into some kind of... Look, Jupiter's going to collapse in 7 months. We got a ticking clock. It's actually giving us the crazy sci-fi setup here. I love it. All right, so that's great. So let's download that. And like I said, he's able to read these while he's doing the tasks. So they're so good for spicing everything up. Okay, so now then, this is what we want to do. I need a mermaid diagram that maps out the interior of the Io moon base. Okay, now let's get ambitious. Okay, let's get ambitious. There are 3 airlocks in a row for triple redundancy. Okay. The base is larger than a USA shopping mall. With 4 levels, 3 of which are underground. Each section is divided into science. What's it? Science. This is like, it's going to be like Star Trek vibes a little bit. Engineering and science, engineering, medical, command, security, and command. Yeah. Yeah. With dedicated working spaces for each division. There is accommodation for 3,000 people. Accommodation. Why is it can't? I can't. I'm just getting myself into a thing here. There you go. Accommodation for 3,000 people. Would you call them people? People, staff, astronauts, crew. For 3,000 crew members. These residential spaces are distributed evenly throughout the structure. Large warehouses. Large warehouses? That's not how you spell warehouse. Large warehouses. Store. Large warehouses for vehicles. And other transportation machinery. Yeah. Power, water, air systems are also found in triplicate for redundancy. Yeah, yes. Okay, and then we have control tower with communications observing the launch deck, the launch pad, yeah, and hangars on the surface near the base. I wonder if there's anything I didn't think of. Oh yeah, grow rooms. Thank you, Kirk. Hydroponics domes situated in craters nearby, which provide food and water from a central drilling site. Okay. Underground tunnels that link all the base structures. Yeah. Preventing the need for traversing the vacuum. It's got no atmosphere, has it? Io. Does Io have an atmosphere? Does Io have an atmosphere? Looks like it does. Atmosphere of Io. It's got CO2, sulfur, sodium, monatomic sulfur, and oxygen, and dioxygen. So basically it's like being in the middle of a volcano all the time. Yeah. They didn't answer my question though. Can you breathe on Io? How does Saitama breathe on Io? Thanks, Google. No, because it's basically sulfur dioxide, which is poison. Okay, we got our answer. Okay, cool. Without needing to traverse the poisonous atmosphere on the surface of Io. Sounds good. Do we have aliens or just humans? We'll leave that up to the story, because if you say there's aliens, there's always aliens. But if you don't say there's aliens, there can be if you asked for them. See what I mean? It's kind of like a whitelist, blacklist situation, you know? All right. I need a mermaid doctor. Okay. All rooms should have unique names and can be connected to from multiple other rooms. Just so it doesn't get too basic on me. Use complex path relationships to simulate the layout using .mermaid format. That should be fun. He's going to do it. He's doing it. Look at this. Look at this. It's figured out the triple airlock stuff. Now, it might take a couple of backs and forths to get this right, but look at him go. Security section, engineering section, medical section. There's different levels to each section because they go down, I guess. Bedrock at the bottom. It's cool. There's a gym, playground, gathering hall. The crucible is the kitchen. Oh, I love how they've all got, look at this. Prototyping center is Skunk Works. Hell yeah. Regeneration research is the Phoenix. The echo chamber. Okay. Oh, you broke it, man. You broke it. Okay. The dot mermaid diagram will not open. Please fix the code. Ho, 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 ho. I can't believe he screwed it up. Come on, man. We're nearly finished. Do do do, a do 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 do, a do do do. Right. I haven't even looked at the. Right, I do apologise. No, it's okay. No one's got their hand up. For a minute there, I was like, I haven't even looked at it for ages. Okay, so IO Delta 9 basic layout. So, oh, it's still going. So we got basic layout, and then we got minimal layout. Okay, well, whatever. Let's look at the basic one. So surface level leads to the hangars, and there's tunnel network leading to the hangars. Surface level has the control tower also to the hydroponics. Tunnel network also leads to the hydroponics. Level 3 is infrastructure from the central hub. There's triple airlocks that lead outside. So this is inside the base, central hub. We got the research areas, and then we got the operations areas. So it's not like a map, but it's a relationship which the story can use when it's crafting its stories. You see what I mean? Because I think that it gives you an element of consistency. You know, you can have stories where things can happen in different places, and it's actually consistent because it's not just making it up on the fly. It's referring to this diagram. So, you know, the killer could escape through the tunnel network to the hangars because there is one, and that can make sense, you know what I mean? Because it's like a location we visited previously, so you can kind of have a callback, you know, and then a payoff. Put a secret room in there that no one knows what's in it. Right, just so you know, all you have to, if you want new stuff, you can edit the code. You see, there are ways you can break it, but I'm just saying, if you know what the rules are, it's possible to just add in extra stuff, edit, you know, you could change one of these rooms to be a secret room, and then you could say no one can talk about the secret room, and then everyone acts really strange whenever a character tries to ask what's down there, you know what I mean? You can totally do all that stuff. You can have it so it's like they're doing experiments and all this. Yeah, it's up to you. Put the rules on and he'll follow them. It's like a game, and he plays the game really well. So that one was busted. So we got this one. And then he made a minimal one. What's the difference? Oh, okay. It's got residential 1. Whereas, because technically there's a residential on every level. So he's got residential 2, residential 3. I think that cleans that up. Other than that, it's the exact same map. So I think he was like, oh, I said residential multiple times. It's breaking it because I'm using the same reference. I need to put a number at the end of it. That's what that was. I'm going to go with the minimal one because it's just the same anyway. So I'll keep that as well. All right. So we downloaded all of our files. Now what, right? So what we're going to do is open up the VS Studio. And I am going to go with a new folder because, like I said, I like to show you guys from scratch. So we're going to go into the D drive, we're going to go into tools, and we're already making a mess in here. So I'm going to say this one is the Uno, and it's new theme. Right, so if I come in here, yes, get a new terminal, go back to the GitHub, get the URL. So we're going to do a git clone, pull it down. There it is. So now we've got it. All we need to do is put all the new files. So I'm going to say, what should we call this theme? Anybody? Anybody idea? Anybody got an idea? Hello, Emily. Welcome to the stream. Anybody got an idea? I mean, it's kind of like a IO. I could call it IO Moonbase. Let's just call it Moonbase. Yeah, let's call it Moonbase. That makes sense. So there you go, Moonbase. So now we'll go to the downloads folder and just grab those files we got downloaded. So let's see, it's on date modified. So that would be everything, all of that. Okay, there we go. Look at all that. And so remember when I said like the default isn't actually that big a deal. It's about the same amount of information we've just created. So we have our characters, we have our characters text MD. Hang on. Okay, so this is, what the hell? We got both now, I guess. Shouldn't there be a speech styles is here? Okay, so it did both. For some reason we've got our characters. Hang on, I need to change the names. Some of these are like crazy named, like JSON.json and stuff. Yeah, there's another one. Life on IO JSON. So I'm just going to clean up these generated file names a bit. Look, like there's mermaid in the mermaid, and so I'm just going to, you know, tidy up these file names a little bit, because why not? Takes a few seconds. There. Transport types JSON.json, speech styles text.md, world text.md. I think that's all of them. Alright, cool. So anyway, like I was saying, we've got all of our stuff. So all that's left is to take one of my, like I said, example. There's another one right here, which is a template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go copy and paste, right? And then we're going to call this one Moonbase project instructions. So then when I call it in the prompt, I can easily just, you know, if they're all called projects, it's kind of, you get confused. So it's in Moonbase, so it'll be /Moonbase/Moonbase project instructions. If I have that in my prompt, it's going to use these files, because what we're going to do is we're going to open, well, it's already open. So add your world building documents, yeah? So here we go. Look. So I'm going to take my world.txt, my character.txt. So let's take copy path. So it'll be world.md, and so then we'll get, what was that? Control K. I need to learn this. Control K, is it? And we don't need the Moonbase part. Oh crap. Characters.md, copy the path. I'll clean it up in a separate path. So world characters, and then we want speech styles. So copy the path, speech styles. So again, if I look in the default one, where is it? You can see I've already filled it in. So we've got core, so we went narrative hooks, investigation procedures, glossary, technical specifications, locations, lunar technology, and then you set the world and all this. So I'm getting there. So what do we got? Narrative hooks, investigation, and glossary go there, do they? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I do it wrong myself, right? It's just a case of mapping everything. You can do it however you want, really. As long as all the files are linked. As long as all the files are linked. I think I'm just doing this bit in the wrong place. I think what I got to do is take world.md to here. And I don't believe they're in, yeah, it's not inside tags. So you don't need to say that. You can, but you don't need to say that. It's just me being specific, right? So characters.json, characters.md. There's actually both. Characters are listed inside characters.md and, yeah. Do 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 do. Okay, and then it's not in those, it's just those two like that. There we go. And then the ghostwriting style. Now that is something I'm gonna that's not correct. The speech styles are defined inside. Look at that. Yeah, I did it by itself, mate. I'm just pressing tab and arrows nowadays. So the ghostwriting guidance is actually this one, the big boy. So we actually want it's just that there, and that's probably the most important bit, the ghostwriting guidance. So here we have ghostwriting style. So I'm going to change that to our primary, our new one. See, obviously I do give everybody a ghostwriting style, and it's this one. But because we've just trained a crazy ghostwriting style, we're replacing that. So this project will have a custom ghostwriting style in addition to customized characters and world setting. Okay, so just so you know, my because but therefore won't get used this time. We're gonna use a custom ghostwriting style for this particular theme. Okay, I just call it a narrative theme. Holographic tutor, yep. Right, so what else have we got? We got hunter, we don't need that. Okay, let's get this mermaid in. Just start listing the flowcharts. There's that one. And there's this one. And then there's this one. Like that. Oh, no. I think there's another one as well. So IO characteristics, Moonbase structure, Moonbase structure. I've done two the same times, god damn it. Derp. Oh, well, that would be the last one. So there should be a third one. Radiation systems. There it is. Okay, it's giving me grief. There we go. Okay, and then we want the JSONs. I wish I could just copy the file name, but it always wants to give me extra stuff. Put that one there. And the funny thing is, this is no different from how I was doing this or how I was approaching it like not so long ago. It's weird, it's almost the same approach but just way more complicated because we've gotten it to do it for us. I think that this characters is supposed to be part of this, guys. I think that makes sense then. Because it would have been MDs, JSONs, mermaids. And obviously the last one is extra because it was the... Oh yeah, we need the glossary. Because we asked for a moon-based layout. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's an MD file, so I try to keep them by file type, but I don't think it really matters. You can mix them up if you want. I'm just trying to keep it clean. So, okay. So this is going to refer to all that stuff, right? Now, I don't want it getting confused with other files which have the same names. So I'm actually going to delete... I'm going to delete everything that, you know, because you don't need it. That's all template stuff. All right. Okay. Now, Uno reverse should also be in the prompts, which it is. So I don't need that one there either. And because I've noticed something, say I've got this here, right? This came with the repo. I should actually delete it because there's a chance that the agent will go ahead and read that too. To an extent, it's probably a good idea to if you're not using the Hunyuan video agent, which I'm not, I can just git pull and have it download again or build another one. It doesn't matter. So like right now, this project, I'm not using it, so I'm going to delete that too. It's not going to affect anything. All right. To a certain element, there is even an argument that even the prompts could infect your project. So if you want to be super clean, only have the stuff that's related to your project, you know what I mean, being used. Now that being said, I am currently missing Narrative Spittoon and Holographic Tutor, which is fine because I just deleted them. It's fine, I just deleted them. There's no problems. We will have no problems. So yeah, let me just go and grab a copy of those files I just deleted. But yeah, what I said was true though, because we haven't finished working on this. I was supposed to just copy those 2 text files back. So give me a sec. Just look at the last one and there'll be copies of it. The files haven't changed. So Holographic Tutor, Narrative Spittoon. So copy that and paste it. Oh, it's not in the right folder, is it? Come on, go into the Moonbase folder. There we go. So now, when you quote this Moonbase project instructions, it refers to all the files that are in the Moonbase folder. So it doesn't need anything outside of this to do your story theme. Okay? And I hope you can appreciate, we could go through and we could fine-tune, edit all these different things to make it exactly what we want. All it is sitting there while you're listening to music or watching some show and just going, oh yeah, do I like this? Do I not like this? I'll change it to something else, right? It doesn't take long to fully customize this into something that wasn't generated. I've just generated everything to save time so I can show you the whole process. Although, I'm not going to lie, I think this Thompson, Sanderson, Ritchie thing is fire. So anyway, I don't want to let you guys down. We're going to do something really cool with what we've built, all right? And I'm going to release Moonbase as well. So let me just finish writing the thing. I've got 4 minutes to type up the instructions and push it, and then we're going to actually use it, okay? So what do we do? World. The world of the IO Moonbase. Characters. The characters in the story. Speech styles. How the characters speak. IO glossary. What was it? Reference for, it's like jargon and terminology. Life on IO. Specifications of the Moonbase. characters in the story. Oh wow, mate, it's gotten even easier now. Look, it's reading it. My God, man. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Can it do it better than me now? No. Hang on. I want to see what it says to this bit. Hang on. That's pretty good. Come on then. What's this one then? Can you read that? I bet you can't. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, okay, so maybe you don't need to write that down anymore. You can just press tab. How am I doing that? Is that Copilot? I don't know what's doing that, but that was awesome. So anyway, so we'll go like that. Okay, so right, so now we've got it all set up. Okay, everything's all set up. You can obtain these by asking Claude. We've already done it. All right, save it. Okay, we can close this now. We can close this now. So everything is now in place. I think this is all working now. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Hunter Thompson, Ritchie and Sanderson, and I'm going to put them outside of it because they're sort of separate. We compress them into this, the Thompson, Sanderson, Ritchie approach, which is fire, and I can't wait to use it. We're going to do that in just a second. So, just in the nick of time, guys. How are we doing? You know what time it is? It's coffee time. So yeah, I just got to go and pour myself a fresh one. I'll be right back. And when I get back, we're going to write an all-new adventure, which will be cool. You'll see. It's going to be epic. Like I say, I'm probably going to spoil tomorrow a little bit with this, but that's okay. Right, I'm back. So, I can't believe the music's not playing. It's so strange. So anyway, what I'm about to show you is probably more interesting than even the video prompt stuff I'm working on at the moment, because this actually works you can actually go to production with this and have a unique product like straight away. The story stuff is cool because, you know, we can generate stories, we can edit them, we can bring our stories to life and so on with the customization. That's why I wanted to show you how to create your own project, because then you're not just using Westwick with Morales Singh and doing more noir detective stuff, because that's what it's preset for. So I want to show you this is how you create the theme. So I'm going to add this theme to the GitHub so that, yeah, anyway. So what I'm about to show you, it uses the same setup, and it uses any project which you've set up in this thing, okay? It's like a DLC. It's like an add-on, okay? I'll show you. This is really cool. So it's probably, like, I'm more excited about this, having tested it last night, than the video stuff. Because even though the video stuff is cool, it's so much production. It's so much production, that is. And so, enough without, you know, going on. I don't even have to show. I've already got it. It's already on here. So this is the Choose Your Own Adventure spittoon. Okay, this is literally a demo, a full demo, which is going to be up on the GitHub for a limited time, where, you know, at the end of each page there's a choice and you go make your own story, right? Because I thought, we write these stories so fast, if you can actually explain the concept of what we want to do, right, it's just going to do it. And it does. So I just want to show you what that prompt looks like, okay? Because if you go into prompts, there's a new folder called CYOA, and I've got it all in here for you guys. So first things first, CYOA spittoon, right? We need to look at that on GitHub because it'll actually look right, okay? So if I go in CYOA on GitHub, check out this mermaid. So this is the actual story structure. And it gets generated every time you write a story. You get a new one, right? So this is for this story. The prompt is going to make one first, and then this becomes a checklist to make sure it's written every page and they're all in the right order. So you have very good ending, medium ending, good ending, bad ending, medium ending, good ending, very bad ending. Okay, and then depending on the choices that you make, you get one of 8 different endings. But I only wrote one ending. It's got the same setup as the original spittoon inversion, but instead of just writing 5 pages backwards, so what it does is it goes, oh, here's your ending you wrote, and then when it gets to the start, it goes, okay, now I'm going to write variations on your ending, and then I'm going to go, oh, okay, I'll write this one back to here, and then it's joined up with that one. Now I'll write this one back to here, now it's joined up with that one. And it's really clever. So it creates the branch, does one route, and then uses variation to estimate all the rest. And it's even with inside our theme, with our characters, with our storyline. It's so cool. It's so cool. So I'm gonna pony up and we're gonna generate a choose your own adventure right now. So like I said, this is so funny. It's like, oh, when are we gonna do it? We're gonna do it now, right? Okay, so jump into Klein, right? CYOA. So what have I got in my story folder? I've got a page 5. It's the same page 5 everybody's got. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to use the standard page 5 that comes with the repo. Okay, and remember, we're going to be using our I need to get these out of here. Let's get these out of here. Let's put them next to where I start my comfy. What? It only moved one of them? Hold up. Delete. What the hell? How did it go there? It's delete, yes. Delete, yes. Right, cool. So here we have our thing, right? So obviously we go and get our prompt. 6-page story. It's the same. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. We're not going to use the 6-page story. We're going to use the Choose Your Own Adventure spittoon. So I'm going to copy the entire thing. It's preset. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you. You'll be able to see. So we can close this. We can close this. We can go plan mode. We can post this in here. And then we just go to the very top, because there's a few things you've got to edit. Mostly it's just making sure that your project is correct. You don't need to change anything really unless you know what you're doing. But you do need to make sure you're using the right page, which we are, and the right project, which we're not. So we need to change that to say Moonbase. Whoa. Moon. It's not so. Do I have to reset it? Yeah, I have to. Okay. All right, fine. So this happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm sure there's a button inside VS Code which just like refreshes what's in the project, but I found the quickest way is just to open it and close it, or close it and open it, just like that. And now when I do my thing, the new files that I've been creating, that's what it is. They're new files that aren't tracked, and I'm not sure exactly how to force it to track things, so if anybody has a better way of doing it, let me know. But yeah, we need to sort this out. So if I just go back to here, and it's gonna be, come on, not the spittoon. I might need to delete the spittoon, all of that as well, like the story and stuff. Hang on. Do you know what? It's like it's not even there. Hang on. All the way back. Moonbase. Oh, I see what's happened. The Moonbase is not even in Johnson's, so it's completely different. Okay, fine. So Moonbase project instructions, that's fine. So if I copy it like that, it's just a pathing issue, right? This is why I say make sure that it is actually, you know, the correct path and everything. So just make sure, like I say, I always just scroll through it like that just to make sure that it is hooked up to our project instructions. It is looking at our page, that kind of thing. So Moonbase project instructions. Nothing else has to change. Oh, aha, that needs to change. There you go. So is there anything else there? Now, this looks like a lot, right? What's this? Can I ask you to explain the way we can update our folder of your work on GitHub? You explained it before. I can't find it. It was like a command that pulls stuff automatically. Yes. So you know how when I opened up VS Code, I used terminal and then I typed git clone and the address of the GitHub. What that did was, let me just copy this. Let's just hit plan actually. So while it's looking yet, so what it did was it created this folder here, Johnson's Narrative Spittoon Inversion. Yeah, like that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Moonbase as a theme. So it'll be like the default folder that was in here. Okay. But what you can do is if I'm inside this folder, Johnson's Narrative Spittoon. So if I go CD, Johnson's Narrative, so if I'm in that folder, I can actually type git pull at any time and it will make sure that I have the correct up-to-date files. So that's how you do it, but you have to have cloned it in the first place for it to be git tracked. So like, for example, in a minute, I'm going to upload this thing here. So if I was to hit git pull, it's going to bring it into that repo. In fact, may as well just show you. So I'm going to be creating a new default, basically. Like a second theme that I'm giving away. Right? So then we're going to want to find the file. And what? Sometimes it does the most bizarre stuff when you're trying to find things. It's like, what folder are you showing me now? So let's go back. New theme, Moonbase, drag that in. Okay, and go. Right. All done. So now the Moonbase is in there. The difference is that when you use your whatever the prompt that you were going to use, say it was the 6-page story, Instead of using default project, you'd use Moonbase project. And then I think that shows how it's easy to set up your own story themes, which will drive this process, and then you can control it all and all that good stuff. The thing which I'm going to be showing you is this. So I want to look at this as it's written here because it's a little bit easier to read. So let's just make this a bit bigger. Get that out of the way. Okay. So this system generates branching choose-your-own-adventure stories written in reverse from ending to beginning. The story first establishes a main storyline and then creates branching alternate paths with a spectrum of outcomes ranging from very positive to very negative. Core methodology, reverse engineering process. Stories are written from the final page backward using because but therefore logic and the hero's journey in reverse. You can change that just like with the other one. You know, you can have any type of story, and there are 100 years of story types in the repo. Branching narrative structure. Each page, except the penultimate pages, you can't read it because I'm in the way. Each page, except the penultimate pages, because there's no point in having a choice before the last page, which is just a resolution, or not, offers the reader multiple choices that branch into different storylines. Outcome spectrum. Endings range from very good to very bad, with outcomes generally tied to the moral ethical nature of the choices. So here's an example, right? Page 1, that's the very start. No choice. Page 2, or chapter 2. Do you want to be brave or do you want to be cautious? And that will take you to a different page. I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of choose your own adventure, but I just want to go through how I programmed it, okay? Because this is literally, what we're reading is the prompt. Okay, this I prompt with MD files now. It's much better. Anyway, so determine narrative paths. Establish branch where each page has at least 2 choices leading to different paths. Choices reflect moral, ethical dimensions: brave, cautious, trust, doubt, help, ignore. Some paths lead to better outcomes, others to worse ones. Create occasional surprising connections between branches. Writing the storyline. Create final page. Write the main ending, typically a very good or good. So remember, we've defined page 5. We wrote page 5, so it's using Spittoon inversion to write the main storyline. Okay, so that's that part. We already know this. This is Spittoon inversion. This is what we've been doing for the last week. So this is the new part. 3, branching storylines. Create alternate endings. So create ending variants across the outcome spectrum, very good to very bad. Work backwards from alternate endings for each alternate ending. Create variation of final page using end variation prompt. Write preceding pages backwards until reaching the junction. So before, we were just writing backwards into nothing. Now we're writing backwards to something. So remember when I said we're building a bridge in reverse, yeah? We're writing the bridge from a place to another place, if that makes sense. So we're actually like connecting two disparate narratives with new narrative. So anyway, add choice to text pages, so the text is always going to be formatted in this way, right? Integrating with existing project instructions. So when writing the main branch, follow project instructions for world building, character developments, writing and speaking styles. For each page, apply reverse engineering process. Read the next page chronologically later in story. Use because, but, therefore logic to create preceding events. Ensure consistency with project instruction elements and use appropriate hero's journey stage in reverse. That's if you're using Hero's Journey. You could be using Save the Cat, you could be using some other of the many different story styles and structures there are, and yeah. So, main storyline creation. Remember this prompt? This is literally the same prompt for Spittoon inversion. It's the same prompt. So this agent is able to use this prompt, but when it's done, when it's finished, it can use remember how I gave you the page variation prompt? So it's now prompting itself, you see what I mean? To create the alternate endings, it's just using another one of my prompts. Yeah? And then for the branching page creation, this is fun. Write page 3AB, which leads to page 4ABA, keeping in mind that this branch diverged from the main storyline at page 2A when the character chose doubt rather than trust. This branch should reflect the consequences of that doubt while maintaining consistency of the project instructions. And obviously we've edited this to be our new project instructions. Okay? So it uses this system to track the branches. It's actually quite useful because, when you edit it, you're going to change it to page numbers, okay? Or a website link. But for the purpose of this, if I'm reading page 1 and it says choose 2A or 3A or 2B or 2A or 2B, then you read 2B, and then it's like choose 3A or 3B, basically this is what I'm trying to say. It's easy to follow when you're working on it, and you can, make it actual page numbers later, because the size of the print, the size of the paper, the page numbers are going to change. So this is a much better way of doing it and tracking all of the, see, here's all the actual endings. And the funny thing is, I don't think my ending actually got used in the end. I'm not sure. It says page 5ABB, good ending, personal justice, right? But if you look here, where is it? 5ABB. Oh, so this is actually 5ABB then. He couldn't rename it because I wrote this one. But that's the funny thing. I wrote page 5 and it looked like he didn't even use it, but so you get personal justice from my ending. That's cool. Right. Nobody boop. So let me see. Is there anything else left here? For each page, use that. Main storyline prompts, implementation notes. I think that's it. Yeah. That's it. So I've explained everything. So let's have a look and see how our planning phase is coming on, shall we? So it looks like, yeah, he's done everything. Let's see, watch. README, story structure, page 0. Wait. Ah, crap. It's infected. Crap. Okay, right, that's all I needed to know. So I got to pull... Remember how I was saying, how stuff in the repo, it infects it? This is something which I've just recently noticed. So this here, CYOA Spittoon, this story has now infected my my project. So I got to delete that. And this is why I'm thinking maybe even the prompts are going to infect. I'm just being hardcore now. Do you know what I mean? Hang on, did I just do the wrong thing? Yeah, wait. No. Story, there's page 5. No, wait. Hang on, what? Where's the... There's Moon... Oh, because Moonbase is outside of it for once. Right, okay. So no, it is okay, because like I said, it's actually... I'm not deleting anything, it's just a clone. I don't need anything in prompts either. So then you're literally just running off of story, README. I've currently got my theme outside the folder, okay, just in case you're wondering. I've got my theme outside the folder. So now all there is the theme and the page 5. That's it. There's nothing else. So it's 100% running off of the prompt and the project data and instructions. So you could think about this like being a dynamic rag, which is all of your characters, world, all of that. And then obviously your story idea is going to be projected based on what you wrote on page 5. Okay. So, like I said, the attention, because they're so good now, they're scanning all the files in the thing. So it's almost like I've got to bring out a new one that's totally clean, or give different instructions so you're not actually running it in the Spittoon. And it's so bizarre to me, you know. But like I said, ultimately, you got the Moonbase project, which would normally be in here. You've got the story with the page 5, and you've got the README. Is the README going to be a problem? Is the README going to be a problem? Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of that as well. Well, the thing is, we're refining this process now to the point where it could be an API request. At this point, it's getting there, down to the point where it's like one prompt, one line, boom. But But what I would say is just use a different folder, use a clean folder. Because this is the funny thing. All you need is the new prompt. So, yeah, all you need is the new prompt for the you know, for this. Let me just... So if I copy that, do it again. Is there anything left that could get in the way here? There's literally just the story. It's as clean as it could be. Clean as a whistle, they say. Double check the links. Yeah, Moonbase. Yeah, Moonbase, page 5. Yeah, go. Oh man, I'm getting excited now. All that work. See, the funny thing is, you say that, all that work, but this is like... It was more mental effort to just brainstorm a story, potential story, before. Now it's like, I just get to borrow everybody's power and just stand on the shoulders of giants and just be like, I've got this idea, do you think? And then it's like, yeah, I've made it great. It's crazy. But I think that having all of this ability to theme, flavor, and tint, and guide, and tell it what to focus on and what to ignore, that's like being a producer or a director in a movie. And writers are always complaining that their story was not properly envisioned by the director, or they're always complaining about stuff like that. So if we've got that much control, it's probably just as much as what they have in Hollywood when they've got a script and they're trying to make it come to life. I would probably say that we're actually there. It's just a case of like implementation. Okay. Why is it asking about Westwick Noir? It shouldn't even know about Westwick Noir. Because our last page is a Westwick Noir story. I'm a dickhead. I completely forgot about that. Use the Moonbase setting. Yeah, we need to change the last page after all. I completely forgot about that. What do we think, guys? Just use the Moonbase? I'm gonna say A. Use the Moonbase setting for the CYOA story. Use a variation operation on page 5.text. Replace all characters and locations with suitable alternatives from our current project instructions. I'll just get him to do it. I'll get him to do it. I'll get him to do it. Sheesh. Welcome, welcome, my man. I'm good to see you, Mr. Erics. Full dive. You may forget, but AI never will. Dragon. Put a kebab shop on the Moonbase. Interesting. Interesting. Why not KFC? There we go. Look, it's working. It's working. So as you can see here, we've got our look, arrival at outpost, discovery of anomaly. Do you want to be brave or cautious? Cautious, corporate protocol. Brave, alliance formation. Do you want to help the rats or do you want to self-protect? Underground, limited alliance. Do you want to spoilers? So yeah, as you can see, very bad. Research catastrophe is one option. Hero of Io is another option. Kentucky, what? Kentucky's famous cheese is copyright? Man, it do taste good though. So yeah, you can either go with Valdora or you can go with Gilbert. You can risk radiation exposure or maintain safety protocols. So it's pretty logical, you know, obviously. But it'll be interesting with the writing style that we picked. So climactic confrontation with corporate powers, appropriate hero's journey in reverse, consistent character voice with speech patterns, terminology from the glossary. Very good. Spoilers. So don't tell me how it ends. Work backwards from each ending. You stand at the crossroads. Do you? Turn to whatever. So yeah, choose your own adventure is totally blown out. It's like lids off. It's flying into space right now. It came off pretty hard. Creating very good, working backwards, creating branch points, develop alternate storylines, and it's all, I would call it fan fiction grade, but that's usually as good as canon. It just needs the blessing, you know what I mean? So plan looks good, toggle to act mode. Can you adjust the focus more on the great attractor? I don't know. I mean, I think I'd like to see a different branching structure with more paths. Could you include more about radiation dangers? So it's up to you. Remember how I said at this point in the process you can really customize it. I could say here the main character is obsessed with pickles, or you know, I could put whatever I want in here, and that at this point, this is when we're making the cake. I've been talking to a lot of people lately, and they have all been coming up with this analogy. In fact, we talked about it today with Redial when he came up and spoke earlier. You can't go putting the raisins in the cake after you've baked it. So once you go to act, you're baking the cake. Right now, we're mixing up the dough. So if there's any raisins or sugar or chocolate or whatever else you want to put in, it should have either been in those project files already, linked in the instructions, or now is the time, you know? It's kind of like now is the time, because if you try to put stuff in later, it's going to be 100 times more work. If you do it now, and it might not even work, it might fail. Whereas if you do it now, this is like your last chance. Now, as it happens, I'm happy with it, because I want to show you what the demo looks like when you just sort of just click next, finish. That's what I want to show you, because obviously you know you can come in and put yourself into it, right? So yeah, toggle to act. Plan looks good, let's go. I really like this ghostwriter. This new ghostwriter is super cool. So, story already exists. I told him to rewrite the first, so the first page is already generated. So I'm writing it off of a noir. Oh no, look, in my pocket, a small piece of attractor influenced. So yeah, that's going to be junk, but who cares? My point is, I'm trying to show you what happens when you put in, this is like the minimum, right? Because we've literally taken like the default story that I already had, and now we're writing it into a completely new world with completely new characters, and it's a choose your own adventure but with eight endings. One prompt. And the funny thing is, I haven't even run Uno over these yet. Like, it might be that if I run Uno on top of these pages, like imagine I process every page with the unified narrative operator, this is going to be like a big book. Man, he's swearing a lot now. He's a dirty potty mouth. I think that's which one is that? Is that Hunter? Is that Hunter or Guy Ritchie? It might be Guy Ritchie. Did Brandon Sanderson also swear a lot in his books? Because this thing's swearing all over the place now. Anyway. Guy Ritchie, I know there's a lot of swearing in Guy Ritchie stuff. Hunter S. Thompson is known for being edgy. So, Gonzo, innit? Not that Gonzo. The one from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. 3 times 3 swearing, yeah. But that'll make this kind of edgy, though, which is kind of like, look, they're swearing all over the place. They just can't stop swearing. Oh, Francisca's bullying someone. Francisca's bullying. Yeah. We give him something impossible to explain. So let's see. It's writing the AAAA storyline and a bit of the B story. So yeah, it's just going to go through every page now. Sanderson, not much of a swearing guy. Okay, cheers, Full Dive. So that means it must be a combination of Guy Ritchie and Gonzo together. Excellent. How are we doing on the coffee times right now? We've been doing coffee time all night tonight. Where is it? There she is. It's not looking too bad. It is funny how it breaks, though. If you go for too long, you can see it kind of fail. So it's like the longer you run these for, the more chance they have to mess up. And also, the poses look really, they look good until they've rotated. They get to a point and you're like, there's something physically wrong going on there. But generally, they're good. But I wanted to see what this one could do before we started messing with the other model, because the other one would probably be easier for doing latent sync, because it won't make her rotate or move. It'll just make everything around move a bit. And then as far as I know, you can go in and like do latent sync is what I thought would be a good idea. But we'll have time for looking at stuff like that tomorrow. Where are we at? We're on page 2A already? What the hell? It's going so fast. It shouldn't be finished. What? Maybe it's only done like one branch. 5A, A, B, A, 2A, page 1. Huh. Something was pulling at Jupiter. Hey, you guys put this great attractor thing in there, all right? That was your idea. That wasn't my idea. You guys get all the credit for that one. Oh. Yeah, it's still going. It's still going. See, I think what it does is it finishes, and then it like gives you a right to read me about how to read it, like instructions, you know. I think, and then it goes, oh, I missed a few branches. Let me just fill that in. Yeah, my bad. I'll get that bit later. Yo, Ein, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. What did we do tonight? We wrote an entire new theme for the Spittoon inversion story writing stuff. And we did it like, you know, we did it as a gang in the chat tonight. So we did a bunch of like polls and suggested all this stuff. And then we also took suggestions from the audience. So you guys picked Brandon Sanderson, Hunter S. Thompson, and Guy Ritchie. And then without using any copyright material, without scraping anything, we just literally said, make me a writer's style system prompt for this guy, this guy, this guy. Took those three, blended them into a unified distilled prompt, which is the basic concept I use to make a lot of my agents for the last like 2 years. That's what I do. We've compressed and distilled that into rules. And then, like I said, we did a bunch of polls, took a bunch of data. We had main character. We did a vote. We had a sci-fi setting. And so ultimately, in the end, what we got is a sci-fi moon-based story, choose your own adventure, 8 different endings. And we just generated the whole thing. When did I click go? Does anybody remember when I clicked go? I could probably find out from the files, the date, the timestamps on the story. So if I date modified, 9:30. We started at 9:30. It's now 9:38. And if I go by name, it's still got a lot to make. So it's missing some 3s, it's missing some 4s, and it's missing, so we need 3 more 5s. No, we need 4 more 5s and 4 more 4s and 2 more 3s and a 2. So he's going to say now, I've finished. He says, I've finished. And then I'm going to say, use the story structure, dot mermaid. Story structure dot mermaid diagram to check we have all the pages and create the missing ones according to the project instructions. According to no, not Moonbase. What's it called? Ghostwriter Style Guide, and yeah, because I know what he's sneaky. You see how he's sneaky? He's done half of it. Come on. It's only 83 cents, by the way, to get this far. Yeah, that's what I thought, guys. You've got it, Ein. Most writers won't look into this since it's too complicated for the simple mind. It's true, you've got to juggle a lot of stuff. And so I thought one thing that this is really good at is juggling a whole bunch of complicated stuff. Like, you can literally turn around and say, okay, now write me 20 versions of this and make them all connected. And it'll be like, okay. That's the stupid thing. It just does what you tell it, and it's very capable. So I was like, oh, let's have a go at making a choose your own adventure with a custom theme. And yeah. Please toggle to act mode to ist. Yeah, off you go. Like I said, I'm glad it didn't work. When I first did this, it just did the whole thing. But I'm glad it didn't work, because now you've seen how I get around that because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're missing pages, you go, that's why we made the mermaid chart, because then it's got something to be like a checklist and go, I know what all of these should be called, and I know what should be happening in all of these. I haven't written them yet, but I've got the plan. So then once you've got the rest of the things written, it can be like, I'll read this page, I'll read this page. I need to read the one, I need to write something in the middle that is about this. And it's like, you've got all the recipe there. It's all there. Dragon. We didn't just make writers redundant. What we did was we've given AI something cool to do. Do you know what I mean? We've given it something cool to do. And any writer has a unique talent which he's not utilizing. If he's not, somebody posted a picture. It was like horse influencer in 1910. You won't lose your job to a car. You'll lose your job to a horse driving a car. And I was like, that's actually really good, because it's true. It's about AI, right? You're not going to lose your job to AI. You'll lose it to somebody else using AI. That's just human competition. You know, like, you wouldn't be lazy if you know you're competing with other people. You're not going to be lazy by choice. That's choosing failure, right? You're going to choose losing, right? So everybody knows. We've seen this before. Like, imagine if you turned around and said, nah, my business isn't going to be on the internet. Nah, I don't think the internet... Think about that. You can't ignore the big technology of the day. You can't. It's like putting your head in the sand. They're just burying their heads in the sand. What they should be doing is doing what I'm doing. Taking their skills, way better than mine. Yeah, their skills and experience, way better than mine. Established authors, yeah? Use this technology. Make it good. Less effort. More output. I don't even know what the problem is. This is a bit like when spell check came out. Did you ever hear anybody saying, spell check's taking over? Oh, this spell check is going to be like Skynet. Nope. Because everyone was annoyed with having to check their spelling. You know? So you're like, oh, spell check, that's cool. Makes my life easy. Yeah? I don't know why why people don't look at AI like they looked at spell check. You know? Because it's like, so what? The computer can spell, so it doesn't matter if I make a mistake. Now I can just type faster. It's a good thing, right? It saves you time out of your life. Ein Man said, same with video and audio. It's hilarious how they're all afraid and can't even sit for a week and learn the basics. Yeah. I agree with you, Full Dive. Exactly. Yeah. Ein said, I did some research deeper into the past AI-like things, and there's been a couple of mechanical devices which are somewhat the same. There has been some audio sampling devices which would randomly put snippets of music together from given input tapes and having thousands of people listening and categorizing. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, they've already tried to do it. They've already tried to use algorithms and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They've already tried all that. You know, sometimes I think that, you know, it's sort of like when we get it, they try to like make it into a story. It's like the journalists have got to be dishonest and tell you, oh, this is the end of the world and all this. You know what I mean? It's just selling newspapers, right? I think what I might do with this one, rather than just release this story like I did before on the GitHub, I think what I'll probably do is run it through Uno as well. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit beefier. And then probably put it on the website so that you can read it on the website and, you know, link from page to page through. Because I was thinking, isn't Choose Your Own Adventure like a great format for HTML? Because, you know, you can just use hyperlinks, you know? I could just copy the pages onto separate HTML pages, and then when you click the link, it goes to the next page. There you go. There you go. Right? It's like perfect for a website. And then I was thinking, well, then you could have like, you know, like an audio version. You could have a video version. It's up to you how far you want to go with it. And I was also thinking as well, if you have a soundtrack, you can play music and then you can have the story being read out, or have just the speech and video. And the video might just be a slideshow. You know, so you show character when character is talking. Doesn't need to be animated. Like I've watched loads of stuff like that where they literally get like a picture of a person when they're talking, and it's just a still image. It's fine. People don't care. They're there for the story. They don't. Do you know what I mean? They're not expecting Hollywood. It's YouTube a lot of the time. They're just expecting a story. Could you get this then turned into video prompts? Yes, you could. And I was actually thinking that ultimately, think about this. You have a YouTube Shorts where you have links. So at the end of the YouTube short, you choose. Oh, you choose like, oh, which one do you watch next? I've seen people do it before. And yes, you could definitely do it into a story, but all of this stuff can be done. So that's the beauty of the system that we've got here. It's able to just instantly convert between mediums, screenplay, script. See, the next big fish I have on my menu is next week is, you know how I've been like, oh, the image prompt data set, guys, you put it in the image prompt folder and it goes through its sequence. That's my new storyboard data set for video generation. I just haven't fully like written it up for everyone to see it show in a video yet. Because, you know, if you think about it, right, a data set that's being played in order, which is a video prompt with the first frame of that video, that's a storyboard. That's what a storyboard is. It's literally a description of what happens with an image of the first frame, right? It's really funny. And so then obviously if you have a storyboard prompt list and you have an AI model which is pre-trained on the terms in those prompts, you can just generate video all day. You can just generate video. And it will just come out with the story that you know, because you generate the story backwards and then you prompt it forwards. You see what I mean? Honestly, it's starting to look really interesting when you start getting into the applications. Anyway. Einman says, I believe the old world has been built by 3D printing, house buildings, all that. And when people figured out how to weaponize themselves to rebel, they did the reset, most likely AI too. Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Ancient aliens. See, I do like the idea that, you know, history was repeated. Like, because the funny thing is that I think it's 20,000. After 20,000 years, there's not really much left. Like, you have to build in a really specific place with specific materials for it to actually last that long. And humanity's been around for over 100,000 years. So there's actually been enough time for us to reach the technological zenith and then fall back into prehistoric sort of Stone Age, we fall back into Bronze Age sort of culture. We could have done that 5 times over and we wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even know. And that's assuming that humanity didn't exist before 100,000 years. It might have done. I don't know. There could have been another warm period before the previous ice age, you know? And yeah. Oh, just 400 years ago? Well, I don't know about that, because, like, you know, our history goes back to, like, 1066, and then it was Vikings invading, you know what I mean? So we've got a really good document. Well, I don't know where you're from, so I don't know what country you mean. I know it's different everywhere, so I'm not going to generalize. But yeah. Oh, and also there's something else interesting as well. How do you know time's been the same rate forever? We don't know that. So, what was it? How long have we had accurate ability to measure time? It's not actually that long. It's not actually that long. It's like, hang on. We're getting into like the weeds here. How's this story coming on? Have we got all of our pages yet? Let's have a look. Okay, 2, 3. I think. Oh wait, there's 4 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should probably need 1 more of those. And oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why have we got 10 endings? How did that happen? That's actually quite funny what you just said there. So, it says, all the ancient history was written with the old AI before the last collapse. Ah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's almost like God burying all the dinosaurs just to test your faith. That's one of my favourites. Can you just imagine him running around with a spade and some bones like, this'll get him. Listen, he's an omnipotent being. He's got very important things to do. Like bury dinosaurs. This'll get him. Love it. The end, it said. One of many ends. Is that all the ends, or have we got more ends? Listen to me, all impatient. It's only been 12 minutes. Yeah, it's a pretty good theory, you know, like the reason that the history is so good is because they wrote it all in 1600 AD with AI before the last collapse, and then it's only actually been 400 years. And the funny thing is that would like explain all of the religious people that think it's only been 400 years, because they're right, and that would be so funny. Because, of course, everybody is like, no, it's like 1 billion. It can't be. What? That's ridiculous. You know, it would just be funny. It would be funny. I kind of like that idea for an alternate history jump-off point, okay? See, I don't really take a lot of that stuff, like, it's funny. I don't believe it, but I believe it's a really good story, and you could use that as a jump-off point for writing your own stuff. Because, like, the concept that we've all been hoodwinked by this crazy rewriting of history, that's a nice, chunky thread, okay? You could really get your teeth into that, because, like I said, I write fiction, but what's the difference between writing non-fiction and then putting a twist on it? You know what I mean? And sometimes that twist might be like delicious. It's like the Ancient Aliens thing. It's a delicious twist on what we already know, which explains everything, just like you say, but it's like it's more intriguing. You know, and if you ask me, it's almost like optimistic about the world, because it's not prepared to be like, it will not be satisfied with nihilism. There must be a colourful explanation for it. And that's what I really salute. I salute that. You know what I mean? Because you're like trying to find the best in the world, even when it's mundane, which is actually like a superior quality. But people tend to look at this kind of thing as like, oh, stop daydreaming, or you need to be more down to earth. And it's like, no, don't lose that. Don't lose it. Don't lose that curiosity. That's the spark, you know. I have some music themed around it. That's cool. We're going to have to hear some of that. Did you make it yourself, or have you just been like curating a playlist of stuff that resounds with this idea? So hang on a minute. Right, now I'm going to make sure he's not gaslighting me. Please write me a checklist for every page and show the pages and mark the pages we have completed. See, I don't believe him when he's finished. Just so you know. When he says he's finished, I don't believe him. I'm like, prove it. Yeah? And if he has done it, fair enough. But if he missed one, oh, guess what? We've 2, 3 missing, 4 missing, 5 missing. We got 5 missing pages. 7 missing pages. See, he's not finished. See, remember, gaslighting, right? And I think it's because they're kind of programmed to save effort. So let's see. We got 1 page missing here. We've got 1 page missing here. We got 1 page missing here. We've got 1 page missing here. 1 page missing here. That's not 7. How is that 7 pages? Additional file. Oh yeah, that one's not needed. So 1B. Wait, what? Oh yeah, we start at page 0. I forgot about that. So 1B, 5BBAB, 5BABB, 5ABB. Okay, so basically it's stemming from 4ABB. So obviously we said what I just said, which was please write me a checklist for every page and mark the pages we've completed. He did it, and before he'd even finished writing, he realised that he had done what we call in the UK a good job, which is not a good job. And no, he's done all right. He's done all right. He's been writing for 27 minutes because we started at 9:30, and he's done 24 pages. And he's got 7 left to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pick one of these very helpful, and he's going to say, Please create the missing pages. Go. And then obviously act. So what were the 7 pages then? It says here there's only 5. These pages include the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's only 5. Why does it think there's 7? Whatever, make them. Have you put in the 50p? He keeps stopping short. Yeah, it's true though. We're at $2.12, but that's for the whole thing, you know. It's only been one prompt, right, for the whole thing. So we're at $2.12. I found the last time I ran this with a different theme, but I found it was about $3. So we've got another 75 cents left in those 5 pages. And like I said, the stories, you know, will they win awards? I doubt it. Are they trash? No. I did enjoy reading them. The occasional time it would like be a bit repetitive. Like sometimes, say for example, it said beautiful in its symmetry. It might then talk about something and then go, comma, the symmetry was beautiful. Because it's almost like it had an idea and then it kind of reworded it. So that's something which I noticed, but it's a lot rarer with Claude than with Gemini. Gemini is like repeating stuff, and sometimes he'll be like, and then I went to the thing to get the thing for, and that's the end of the paragraph. Sometimes it just sort of cuts off. Ein, I only released the first song themed around that topic a few days ago. Dream incubation but German. I have to master and cut together the others yet. That's relatable. 5BABB, page 5BABA, but it's funny, mate, the amount of endings. I think we got 8 endings for this story. See, I'm not going to put this story up straight away. The demo, which is the noir novel, is already on the GitHub if you want to see what it's like. But what I would like to do is work on this a bit and put it up on the main website as a demo on the main website, so that then you've got like, oh, look at this, it's a choose your own adventure, it's on all 24 hours a day. You could probably use read aloud or something to just read it out. Because I was thinking, right, the other day, think about this, yeah, AI video games, okay? If I gave you a choice-based text adventure, right, and it's online, it is an AI game. It's an AI game. And the funny thing is there's no GPU involved. So that means it costs me nothing. I could make like 50 of the damn things. Put them all up. Make sure they're good. Right? And then it's like a unique thing. Because they are. It's an AI text adventure. But it's all pre-written. You see what I mean? Like, I know the beauty of AI text adventure is you can type in anything you want. But I've already experimented with all that stuff like a year and a half ago. You know, it's so funny. You play AI gaming. This is AI gaming. I win. And it goes, you've won the game. Well done. So, can you put example text from yourself that you wrote to keep the style? Yes. If you watch this stream back, from the beginning, I'll show you exactly how to do that. And all the prompts are already up in the GitHub on Narrative Spittoon Inversion. The prompts are already up. Everything you need is all up. The only thing you're missing is how to do it. And I like the main session that we've done tonight is how to create your own custom theme. So you'll notice that when you have a look at my Spittoon Inversion project, okay, it comes with the Westwick the Westwick theme, which is in the default folder. So this is the Westwick theme. Westwick characters, Westwick world, Westwick everything. And what we've done today is we've created the Moonbase theme, okay? And the Moonbase theme has new characters, all new information, speaking styles, a new world, right? But the most important thing is the new Ghostwriter style, because that is we distilled and blended Thompson, Sanderson, Ritchie. So it's got a bit of teeth. Like, it's not like this was the whole point. So we didn't even bother sampling text because these writers are so well known, you know what I mean? But yes, you can. I've got a prompt which will take your text and turn it into assets like these folders. It'll create locations, world, characters. It'll distill it all. So if you give information, because I was trying to make it easy to do fan fiction and stuff, and I thought, what if I could make fan fiction of my own stuff? You know what I mean? What if I could take a book I wrote and then train an AI model to write fan fiction based in my world? And that's essentially what we're doing. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show people you don't need to train an AI model. You just need to take a bunch of notes. And by setting up the project like this, so here, as you can see, this is like the breakdown of what the files are in here. It's like an index or a shopping list of what all the files are and what they do. So look, Ghostwriter Style Guide. Provide guidelines for the ghostwriting style which will be used in suggestions of rewrites of passages that are identified as weak. There's all kinds of stuff. Ghostwriting guidance, ghostwriter style. So that would be Guy Ritchie and... what was it? Guy Ritchie, Hunter Thompson and Brandon Sanderson is what we've used to write these. Oh, hello. I think he's finally finished. So it cost me $2.58. And now, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. How many files is that? Hold up. Come back, go in there, go into the story, and literally all it needed was the last page. And the joke is, I didn't even actually use the last page this time because I used the last page, of transferred it to a different world. Because I was like, what if I don't even write at the last page? What if I just use my example page? You know what I mean? So what do we got? We got 33 pages. I'd say that was pretty good. Yeah, it is a pain in the ass going it normally. Yeah. Yeah. So there it is, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this home and I'm going to use Uno on this and see what the result looks like. And you'll probably see a version of this show up on the website. Game RPGs, eh? Just you wait. Just you wait. Do you know, I want to tell you something. This is going to be the final thing I tell you tonight, okay? Once upon a time, I made a board game. Okay, and it was based on the books that I'm writing for as well, okay? We made a tabletop board game. We had it all, and I had a photo of the board game, and I had the rules. I fed the rules and the image of the board game into Claude, and it simulated the game for me in full. I gave it the rules, I gave it a photo of the board, it was able to play me at the game. With nothing else, just the rules and an image of the board, and it was able to play me at my game. So, like, it's purely been a case of waiting for the token costs to come down, or wait for the local models to get good enough that you can actually do this stuff. So I reckon over the next 6 months to a year, you're going to start seeing stuff like that. So, you know, more cool AI-assisted stuff for D&D and RPGs and more gaming stuff. Because at the moment, it's just been too expensive, so people don't want to do it. Once you've got a local model that can run this stuff, it's going to happen. It's when, not if. So... all right then, ladies and gentlemen, that's me done for the night. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with me tonight. Like I say, I love doing these Thursday meets, even though we don't get many people talk now. Maybe in the future we'll get some guests on. I think that's probably a better direction for it. So from moving on, we're going to be doing the stream today. Thursdays will be a stream moving forward. I'll still invite people up, but it'll be less of a focus, okay? No big deal. I just think, you know, most people just sort of want to watch the stream. you know, which is cool. That's fine. So, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.